What's up guys, Devil Dog Gamer here, and we are back playing some Battlefield 2042. So if you were a big fan of Battlefield 4, you probably know that the 2042 series has had their own Phantom Easter egg set going on for a while now, culminating in a secret weapon. Well, nobody's figured out the last step, but everybody's figured out how to glitch yourself into getting the prototype, which is the new gun, the end of the line for the Phantom Easter egg series. Now, this is actually a early version of the Battlefield 2142 weapon, the Bofors, which I like a lot. And it's an interesting gun to get. It is a glitch to currently get it, and I think we're all on the same page when we all say we don't want to grind Battlefield 2042. And I've actually given up on grinding the skins for Battlefield 6 on it because Battlefield 2042 just kind of sucks. So I'm all about using the glitch way, so that way we don't have to spend any more time than we need to in Battlefield 2042. So I'm going to show you guys how to get it first of all, and then we'll talk a little bit about the gun. First thing you want to do is you want to jump on Portal, find any custom server on the Iwo Jima conquest map that is running the prototype weapon. Everybody's there for the same reason. Join it. And then when you get in, you're going to want to run to Alpha 1. Now, down in one of the subterranean areas on Alpha 1, just follow everybody else, you'll see a door, and you need a vehicle, the recon vehicle, to push people through the glitching door. So you're going to stand in front of the door, a vehicle is going to slowly back up and pop you right on through. From there, you just jump down, parachute down, and you'll see a kind of a group of people. If you don't see a group of people, what you want to do is, of course, you're going to need the actual operator that has the grapple hook. That is the only requirement for this. You kind of go over to the edge, and you'll see there's a pile of rubble that's just kind of there on the map. You want to grapple hook to that, lay down, and then just keep yourself from falling, getting killed, or getting timed out. Someone will then run to Charlie 1, and then input the code, and then the room suddenly appears, and you'll be inside the room. You run on over, the gun's there in a glass case, you pick it up, and boom, you got yourself the prototype. I gotta say though, the prototype isn't really that good of a gun in a sense of what Battlefield 2042 has to offer. Now this is a masterclass though, again, in the Battlefield marketing team. They got everybody back with the Battlefield 6 skins, and then here we are about to unlock a new weapon. That's the last final cool weapon. It's a masterclass. I mean, the only reason I had it installed is because of the Battlefield 6 skins, and this was a nice little bonus. It does have a pretty good amount of damage to it. It comes default with a thermal optic on it, which is pretty cool. And then it has an underbarrel multiple shot grenade launcher that you can use at any time. I think it's 4 or 5 shots. It's actually pretty cool. The rate of fire and the accuracy and the recoil on it though are pretty subpar for what else you get in 2042. I mean, you know, there's so many SMGs that just reach out and touch people with no recoil. The F2000 that was just put into this battle pass is absolutely insane gun. And then you go to the prototype and you're like, ah, man, this thing kind of blows. At close range, it's pretty good. You have to be a complete donkey to miss your shots at close range. The IR optic and the thermal optic does kind of throw you off a little bit. At least for me, I can't aim that well when I'm just staring at all these heat blurs and I'm trying to figure out what's what. I don't prefer it. But at close range, it's pretty good. The rate of fire, though, if you're going head-to-head with somebody that's got something like an MP9, you're going to lose, for sure. The rate of fire isn't there. It feels like it's doing like 600, 650, for sure. But the long-range damage and accuracy, it's got quite a bit of vertical recoil, and even with some attachments, I didn't really notice too much of differences. It's got to be a kind of a burst fire if you're going to go medium to long range with it. And then, with the slow rate of fire, the burst fire almost isn't worth it because everybody else has time to turn around, figure out where you are, then line up a shot. So you got to be just incredibly peaky burst fire, jump out, burst, and not put yourself in a situation where you need to flick like 3 or 4 targets because it's not going to happen. You might get 2. You might be able to flick 2 people real quick, but you're not going to be able to do any more than 2. It's just there's too many. You're going to switch to your secondary. The rate of fire just is god-awful. And by the time you switch to your grenade launcher, it's not going to matter. This is a pretty interesting thing, and this is something I hope they bring back with Battlefield 6. These whole Phantom challenges, you know, it was really awesome what they did with Battlefield 4, all the Easter eggs, all the little challenges, all the secrets that people spent years figuring out that led to some really cool stuff, some really cool DLCs. And it's cool to see them continue it in 2042. I wasn't even aware that there was this going on all this entire time. I think that just has to do with the fact that we all just kind of didn't like 2042 after it was like the whole, it's a new Battlefield blinders disappeared. We were all like, ah, crap, this thing sucks. But it's cool that this is the you know, they're giving us stuff to do inside a Battlefield game while waiting for Battlefield 6. It's keeping the momentum going. This is like a really cool marketing tactic. I really enjoy seeing it. It's a big brain move that they're keeping us inside Battlefield with something that interests us. This new weapon, would it have been found the way to find it before Battlefield 6 dropped? It's likely, but maybe not, because a lot of people are still trying to figure out the last step to get to this point. Iwo Jima did just drop with this battle pass, so it hasn't been super long. But what if you run the risk of like, hey, nobody figured this out and Battlefield 6 is here, nobody ever got to touch this gun. You know what I mean? That would be an interesting scenario, I think. But at the end of the day, I think we're all, you know, I see it all the time on Twitter. Everybody's like, oh, I'm doing the Battlefield skins, like all the content creators, and then they're like, yo, fuck Battlefield 2042 after a couple of days. Like, we're all on that same wavelength where it's like, oh, I haven't played it in a while. Oh, this is kind of interesting. And then you just like, yo, this is dog shit, you know? But the gun itself, it's pretty cool. It's cool that we're slowly linking in 2142 stuff into the Battlefield universe. Like, we had it a lot with Battlefield 4, you know, with they were working on the small little Titan in the one map, and now 2042 is kind of carrying it over. It's cool that we're not giving up on like the most underrated Battlefield game in the entire series, and having a weapon that is directly linked to 2142 gives me a lot of hope that we're going to get a 2142 remake at some point in time, which would be dope if they just copy paste the Titan mode in all the vehicles and all the guns and all that stuff. I would be extremely excited about it. But this gun, if you're like a 2142 nerd like me, you're gonna like the prototype. It's okay. I think, you know, using the glitch method is totally understandable in the circumstances. I'm not going to give you shit for it. Usually I'm kind of like not a big fan of glitches and little shortcuts and stuff, but I think the circumstances totally set it up to where it's okay in everybody's books. You know, there might be 2042 fanboys that are like, oh, you can't believe you're glitching. You know, more power to you, brother, to play that game, first of all. And be playing that game from the get-go. You're a better person than me. But I think the circumstances, we're running close to Battlefield 6, you know, Battlefield 4 still popping off, you know, Battlefield 3 still popping off, 1 and 5. I'm okay if you just want to jump in and glitch it. I'm saying go for it, 100%. I'm not going to give you shit. I'm going to encourage it. Jump in, glitch it, get it while you can, try it out, uninstall. You know what I mean? It's an interesting gun. It's kind of a cool little, nice little Easter egg at the end, right before we get a new Battlefield game. So I want to know what you guys think. What do you think about the prototype gun? What do you think about the challenge, the glitch, battle pass, the skins? I want to know what you guys think about this whole little push for Battlefield 2042, right before Battlefield 6. All right, guys, talk to you later. Peace.